Number 10, which function best models the relationship shown in the table? If we look at our answer choices, we can sort of see that most of them are exponential functions in choice 3, choice 4, and choice 2. Choice 1's not an exponential function, but we can use process of elimination. So if we look at our table, we can sort of see that it is exponential because I'm multiplying my y values by 1/2 each time. So 150 is 1/2, 50 to 25 is 1/2, 25 to 12.5 is 1/2, 12.5 to 6.25 is 1/2. So we need to remember that an exponential function is written in the form y equals a times b to the x, where a is our initial amount when x is equal to 0, and b is our multiplier. So if we think about it, we know what our multiplier is. Our multiplier is going to be 1/2, so we have y equals some number times 1/2 to the x, but we do not know what happens when x is 0. So we actually have to travel backwards. Because if we look at our table, it tells us at x equals 1, we get 100. So it can't be choice 2, can't be choice 3, because if we look at x equals 2, we get 50, not x equals 0. So we're going to go backwards, and we're actually now going to find out what our original value is. So instead of multiplying by 1/2, if I'm going backwards, I'm going to divide by 1/2. So I'm going to go to my calculator and do 100 divided by 1/2. Ooh, I get an add. I'm going to do 100 divided by 1/2. And I type that in, I get 200. So I can say that my initial amount is 200. So when x is 0, I get 200. So it's going to be choice 4. Now, pretend you didn't want to go through all that work, totally fine. You can just type the equations into your calculator. So if I type in choice 1, which is 100 divided by x, and then hit second graph, at 1 I get 100, so that works. At 2 I get 50, that works. But at 3, I don't get 25, I get 33.333 repeating, so it can't be choice 1. Now, if I type in choice 4, which is the correct answer, so 200 times 1 divided by 2 to the x, and then hit second graph, I can see that my table of values will match. At 1, I get 100, at 2, I get 50, at 3, I get 25, at 4, I get 12.5, and then so forth. That's why it's choice 4.